I tell you what happened today, you'll not believe it. My wife and I went out to buy water in the supermarket next door. And we ended up buying everything except water. So I want to ask, can you drink tap water in the UK? Is it good enough to drink? Because I'm thirsty and I don't like drinking sugar. As in, me and my wife left the house, we walked lots. Say we want to go and buy drinking water. We got to the shop. We bought everything. We bought beer, we bought wine, we bought Coke Zero. All of you say you can drink, you can drink, you can drink. But you know, see where I wear, which I wear. Samsung, what's they call them? Now they wear go everywhere. I say go and feel sleep, you won't feel thirsty. Please, is London water okay to drink? Tastebot said you can drink the tap water. She was drinking the last bottled water. I'm not old, I'm just tired. I really didn't have the energy to come tonight, but I just said I would. UK water, tap water is hard water. Please don't. It's very okay. I just drank tap water now in the UK. See what happened? We went out to buy bottled water. And we bought everything except bottled water. We came back home and realized that we did not buy bottled water. We bought cider and beer and juice. I don't drink juice though. And if I drink Coke Zero at this time of the night, I won't sleep because of the caffeine. The problem with Coke Zero is if I drink Coke Zero, because of the caffeine, I won't be able to sleep. And I'm actually thirsty. The shop closes at midnight, I asked them. And this was about 10 minutes to midnight or so. Even if there's a gas station close to me, I don't have a car. So am I going to walk to the gas station at 4 a.m.? No. I don't like juice. I have juice. I have cartons of juice. If you're watching on TikTok, pop my money gun. All right, so I'm not going to waste time. I'm just going to be here for a few minutes and then I'll open up the phone line. Leaving your children an inheritance. Here is my take on that. A lot of us put ourselves under pressure to leave our children an inheritance. Being able to gather property and leave for your children is like being able to sing or being able to play basketball. It's not everybody that's going to be able to do it. If you can, it's okay, it's all right and all well. And if you can't, don't beat yourself up. Many parents are working night shifts not for them to live a comfortable life, not for them to have a comfortable retirement, but for them to leave something for their children. And I ask you this all the time. Shomo Lelefe Bini, do you want to have lazy children? I'm asking you this question. You'll be amazed that much of what you consider an inheritance for your children is going to be valueless for them. Sometimes your children just need you to be a parent to them. Sometimes your children need you to be there for them. Sometimes your children need you to create memories for them. One of the things I never had from my dad is memories. Like, I'm in the UK now with my kids. You know, the other day I took them to Nando's. How much is Nando's? But it's an experience. They don't have Nando's in Nigeria. McDonald's, as far as I'm concerned, make the worst burgers. But if I'm in the UK and I don't eat McDonald's, I don't feel fulfilled. I want to eat that Big Mac and regret it, but I want to eat it. So I've told my kids, I'm going to take you guys to go and eat McDonald's. I want to see their faces when they're eating the McDonald's. You understand? Sometimes you do things for yourselves, but sometimes we have to learn to do things for them. If my father had been rich, I mean like proper wealthy or rich or however you guys want to put it, it would have been a problem for me because I would have had to bend to do what he wanted me to do. And that would not have worked out well for me. Sometimes being born into a wealthy family can be a disaster, can be stressful, because the child is supposed to fill shoes that they might not have the gift to fill. Many of you are jealous of billionaires' children. 80% of them are miserable. You'll be amazed that kids from average homes are actually happier than kids from really poor homes and really rich homes. You would think that the richer the children are, a huge percentage of them. Because money doesn't buy peace of mind or happiness, it buys trouble. Money buys trouble. You see, sometimes you have a billionaire father that is stingy. It's better for your father to be poor. It's better for your father to be poor and generous than billionaire and stingy. You will have a complex. Children will struggle with and many billionaires are stingy because they became rich by being prudent. So their friends are going to laugh at them. Imagine you're a billionaire and you want your children to, learn the hard way. And then their friends are flying their father's business, private jet, and then you are putting them in economy class. Their friends will laugh them. Because you see, you're going to live in an area, you're not going to be a billionaire. and come and live in my estate. You're going to live in Banana Island. The kids are going to go to the most expensive schools. But then you're going to buy them cheap clothes. I'd rather go to a cheap school than an expensive school wearing cheap clothes. They will mess your mental health up. Someone says, at least you are still in the plane. Mental health is different too. Mental health is different too. Now, you see, if you've never tasted the good life before, you will not understand it. It's like what I tell people about Nigeria. People say, most of the people, I know some people, maybe 20% of the people who were located abroad, who were doing very well and have tasted money in Nigeria. I just feel that, Nigeria is just annoying and they are done and they move abroad. 80% of the people who relocated from Nigeria never tasted Nigeria's enjoyment. They had an idea of it, they heard of it, they never tasted it before. So when those people, I look at them, people that I know cannot afford a good life in Nigeria, could tell you that Nigeria is crap. I look at them and I laugh. I saw them asking my children yesterday, do you guys want to live here? My son said no. My daughter said she likes this apartment. Can we take the apartment back to Nigeria? She wants this apartment, but in Nigeria. For Lighton's children, the day they told them they were going back to the UK, they were crying like babies. Inconsolable that why can't we just live in Nigeria? Why must we go? And I said this thing, I said, when you have never tasted Nigeria before, some people just think they've tasted Nigeria before. They've not. When you've never tasted Nigeria before, that abroad for you could be like, somebody say they whine yourself. But you stupid, sha. Now your papa usually resemble being your mama. I know say your papa na you goat. And your mama na too cool. Which one of them use foolishness resemble? Oh, it's a dominant gene on both sides. Olori Buruku. So, if you've not experienced something before, you will not understand it. Imagine you are hustling in Nigeria, living in Mero. Then you have the opportunity to travel abroad. It will be like paradise to you compared to where you are coming from. But if all your life you lived in Banana Island, you have house girl, you have house boy, you have people that wash your clothes and wash your car. You want to go somewhere, your mother tells your driver to go and drop you. Then you come to this UK. And you have to wash clothes, wash car. Baba, it go run you mad. When we're young, one of my friends stole his father's money. And his father said as punishment, he's going to relocate to the US. The boy started crying. Now the punishment would have said they go US. But can't we get power bike for school, for Nigeria? Get car and power bike. Oscar Obilabo, thank you so much for that. Just sent me a gift. You understand? He lived, his father had a house in Ibadan. Only him lived in the duplex. I mean a mansion. Everything in the house was marble. The fittings were crazy. He's now stole his father's money. They now caught him. His father said, you are going abroad. This boy begged and cried like a baby. Because he knows that abroad he's not going to get car. He's not going to get bike. He knew he was going to hustle. So, what am I saying at the end of the day is, let's come back to our original topic. Leaving your children an inheritance is not a bad thing to leave your children an inheritance. But don't put yourself under pressure for it. Your duty to your children is to be a parent. That's your duty. It comes first. Sometimes leaving an inheritance is an ego trip. You want it for yourself. Many of you think children are, what do they call them? Accessories. Many of you live your lives through your children. Some of you wanted to be doctors, for instance, and your papa not get money to send you to school to study the medicine. So what did you now do? You now get small money. You now want to force one of your children to do that medicine where you know if you do, for one reason or the other. So you're trying to live your life through your children. It's a very, very toxic trait. Encourage your children to be whatever they want to be. They might just decide to be doctors. Sometimes they don't know what to do, and you see they have been you, not from a point of selfishness, but you realize their potential, and you can nudge them a little bit into the right, direction. But when you put pressure on your children, the result is never nice. Sometimes you want to leave things for your children just so that they can say you are a good man, like the Bible says. A good person lives the Bible doesn't say, because Paul was a good person and he did not leave an inheritance for his children. Peter was a good person and did not leave an inheritance for his children. I ought to warn you about that Bible verse. It's mistranslated. They said good people's money are stored for their children's children, while the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the godly. So they are talking about good people who have money and bad people who have money. The money of the good person goes to his grandchildren, while the money of the bad person goes to the godly. That's what the Bible is really saying there. Read it in context, not in the foolishness that we read it to understand what we... So I'm not saying don't leave an inheritance. But for instance, for me, I just needed my dad to be a father to me. I don't need any property from my father. When I was a kid, I needed him to be there for me. I needed him to understand me. I needed him to relate with me. Instead, he was building properties up and down that to me are useless. I look and it means so much to him, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, God. My mother does not have any landed property that I know of. Maybe she has some hidden somewhere. But I don't know of any land. And my mom was there for all of us. My mom understood us. My mom gave me things that were valuable and substantial. I'm not talking about just money. I'm talking about other things. Like paying for piano lessons for my kid and making sure that he attends. And, sometimes that's all you need. And many people don't understand this because we live in a very toxic mindset country where I call it the man-ape syndrome, the man-ape hybrid syndrome. Some scientists they took a man and an ape, and they wanted to create a hybrid, a super animal with the brain of a man and the strength of an ape. What they ended up doing was they got an animal with the brain of an ape and the strength of a man. They took the worst of both sides. Sometimes we create these scenarios where we end up taking the worst of both sides. And instead of creating something extraordinary, what is a human being with the brain of an ape? A retard. So, in Africa, for instance, as in many parts of the world, we took the bad parts of the African culture and the bad parts of Oyinbo culture and syncretized them together. And we have a very horrible situation. We took only the bad parts of Christianity and the bad parts of our own culture. Sometimes, this advice for you that have kids, sometimes just be there for your kid. If you can leave an inheritance, all well and good. But don't deny yourself a good life. Because sometimes all you need to give your children is motivation. They just need to look at you and say, wow, I got this from my dad, or I got this from my mom. Sometimes they learn your habits. Sometimes you are too busy hustling to leave them a house that you don't have time to talk to them. Sometimes all they need you to do is talk to them and be there for them. They can get their houses by themselves. So many people spend all their energy hustling to leave something for their children. And then the children see their mom miserable and lonely in the marriage because the man is too busy hustling. Sometimes, let them see you take care of their mom. Let them see you spend time with their mom. Sometimes spend time with them. Take them out. My dad never took us out. Never took us to a restaurant. Never took us abroad. It was all my mom. And those were the things we needed. All the things that he's carrying on his head that are important to him in old age are valueless to us. Me and my mother's 4 children. They have as in, it's not they have little value. They have absolutely no value at all. If he had spent more time with us, if he had taken time out to understand our problems we're dealing with as kids, as young adults, sometimes all you needed to hear was, don't worry, I've got you. You can do this. Instead, all I heard was, you cannot do it. All I heard was the voice of condemnation, the voice of, you understand? So, as a parent, here's my advice to you. Help your children by being a parent, not a friend, a parent. Understand where they're going and let it be your duty to help them reach where they are going. I'm going to open up my phone lines. I'm exhausted. You can tell from my voice. I'm really tired. So, if there's anybody who wants to say something in agreement or in disagreement, please join me now or forever hold your peace. Somebody said you don't have to leave an inheritance for them, but be sure to provide a platform for them. Sometimes that line might be misleading. You don't have to give them a platform. You just have to understand them. You just have to hear them out. Sometimes that platform you are leaving for them is what is going to stress them. Oh, he finally had 4 organ transplants. Congratulations, my dear sister. Francis said, I need to speak to you this. Okay, let me bring you live. Come on. Hey. Pity no they sleep. Oh. You still there awake. Send me a message now. I called at 4 a.m. How does somebody call somebody at 4 a.m.? Hold on. Freeze. Go on, my brother.
Good morning. How you doing now?
I'm good.
Yeah, it's just like I never knew you can be this inspiring. As in this very topic is like you're talking to the world. That's why it's late, but I'm awake watching. I never had the platform to excel, or people that had the platform.
I did live. Wait till they do. 1 second. You just the chop now. Another person said, I'm done in exactly 5. Oh yeah, Emma. I'm done in 5, I swear. All right.
So that is Prince.
Yes, brother.
Some people are busy accumulating wealth for their children, whereby those children might not need those wealth to be a better person. I know of a friend back home in Nigeria. The father had money. The father had properties. And this guy happened to be the only son. Do you know that this boy sold 50% of his father's property and lavished those money? As I speak to you, that boy, when I was growing up, my father never had money. But my father gave us good education, quality education. My father never went to school, but he's this kind of person that wants to see his children go to school. So, and like today now, I think because, and let me tell you one thing, if my father was alive, I wouldn't have been this useful. Because I also always depend on him for survival. Or maybe after I left school, I might say, okay, Dad, if you can't take me abroad, I'm going to be on your neck. Some children have this type of mentality, like entitlement mentality. You see it. Like today now, I've traveled around the world with what I met or what I've hustled by myself. You see it. Those houses you think you're building, thinking maybe your children, see, even some, like me, I used to tell people that having 2 female children, you understand, like 2 daughters is better than 1 stupid son.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I'm telling you.
Special shout out to my friend. Sorry, brother. Special shout out to my friend Toby Adegboyega, Pastor Toby, the party man. We still post the pictures. Today is Thursday. We still post the pictures of a Sunday event till today. Or more. It was a shutdown. I never get energy to talk about We will talk about Dami Lola. The Free Nation Convention is on the 17th of November, this coming Sunday, here in the UK. And if you are interested in attending, please do send me a direct message. So we have a venue, and we've sorted out the arrangements for the venue. We paid the deposit this evening. So it's been secured. And if you're interested in attending, please do let me know. So, my dear brother, I have 2 more minutes for you to finish. I don't have much energy left.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that if you have opportunity to give your children the best education, groom them, teach them, and just like you said, don't let your children live the kind of life or maybe the kind of dream you never had. Listen to them, know what they want to become, know their passion, know their drive. You see it, and if your opportunity to come from a rich home is a plus for you, and don't abuse it. Because some of us that never had dad that has money, are not privileged, but we hustle on our own. And some children becomes lazy when they know that there is platform for them to, maybe there is money, maybe their father had money. It makes them lazy and make them wayward. Or maybe you see them doing, if you watch the children of the poor parents that have vision, there are some poor parents, but they have vision. And there are some rich parents that just want their children to take over their inheritance. Most of those children, if you watch them, some do well, while some doesn't do well. So let me just summarize and conclude maybe in 5 seconds. Like my son now, and my son is back home in Nigeria. I told my wife, ask this boy what he wants to do. I can afford to take my son. He said he wants to learn barbing. I said, do you have passion for barbing? I have so many things that I can. If you said you want to come to abroad, I can. But I said, okay, go after school. Let this boy go and learn barbing. You see, that is passion. I can say to say, okay, my son, why not become a medical doctor? I can never choose a career for you. Ask those children to tell, as you bring that time as a father, ask those children to tell you what they like, and you support them to mold their future. You can't give them everything. If you like keep mansions for them, they will end up not appreciating you at last. The best thing you do for them is give them education and give them the basic support. That's it. Thank you.
God bless you, my brother, and God bless you, every single person that joined us live today. I really would have loved to say more, but my energy is very low. We went down to Milton Keynes today, drove down and back, and I'm a bit exhausted. Thank you, my dear brother, and God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Maybe your child doesn't even need a university education. Maybe your child needs professional courses. Maybe your child needs to have a handwork, or you understand. I tell you a story. One of my rich friends, when we're growing up, his father took him abroad after primary school, and he used to have a friend whose father was a plumber, and his father was very rich. But he used to go and hang out with his friend in the UK whose father was a plumber, and he just liked plumbing. He just liked the way he liked the friend's dad, because the friend's dad, Oyinbo man, used to crack jokes, and so he just wanted to be a plumber. Papa no fit believe him. Papa they prime him, saying go Oxford, saying go become doctor. This guy tell him, Papa say that plumbing work now in one learn. They bring him come Nigeria. Say maybe 9. They don't ship it for him. So if he come Nigeria, if they flog him small, your head go correct. The guy did medicine in Nigeria, did year 1, year 2. Now went abroad for holiday. From that holiday, the guy just leave the medicine and Nigeria behind and just went and learned the plumbing that he always wanted to. His father could not understand it. But today he has a plumbing company. He's happy, he's fulfilled, he's doing what he wants.
Trade school, we call it trade school. People go to trade school, they learn skills here. You find out that these people that became automobile engineers, they make more money than you that went become a medical doctor. And so you can see some even people that went to the health sector too. They want to learn something. You sure work, handwork, they die. They die. I'm telling you, so many of my big friends here in Canada, they no read. Some of them are plumber, carpenter. Some of them are just handwork, they use the job. Since then, they always get job back to back. Who told you that a barber cannot make money? A barber, makes money. Now, yeah, we are, in this Western world, we value craft, we value creativity. But we would find person who go read medicine and surgery where you don't get passion for the job. Because your father wanted you to become a surgeon. You go forget razor for person belle. Be where it wait, come on. Just support your child. Ask that child what you want to do. No choose career for your child.
All right,
That's
brother.
it.
God bless you,
Thank you
PT.
so
Thank you
much.
so much for everything.
I enjoy what you're doing.
Thank you.
Daddy, please send me answer. Make I give you something. I
Hey,
get something for you.
just send me
I
DM.
go write you. Yeah.
Send me
Thank you.
DM.
I
I go send
appreciate
down
all
to
you
you.
do. We are learning. The
This
world
is
is learning
Solomon
from you.
Bucci time. It's Solomon time. Baba. We say go. We'll send Azal, aka
Yes,
Solo.
send
I
us
won't go
answer.
open an account
I
for Nigeria.
appreciate you.
Solomon Bucci. Now go be the name of the
I
account.
appreciate
Good
you. I need to
night, brother.
support you because you are inspiring. We are learning a lot from you.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Thank you. Damilola, I'm expecting you to send me a DM.
Thank
Bolarinwa,
you.
how are you doing? God bless you. Special shout out to Oscar Obinabo, who sent me 50 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much, Oscar. Oscar, I do appreciate you. Thank you.